to Spaghetti on the Wall. I'm your host, Armando Leduc. We're here to explore the realms of business, marketing, and life. Ready to make ideas stick and grow them into something great? Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Managing Partners Podcast, where law firm leaders learn to think bigger. I'm Kevin Daisy. Let's jump in.
Hi, I'm Brian DeJoles, and you are watching the Duos Podcast with Spaghetti on the Wall and Managing Partners Podcast. And we are live at the NTL Summit here in Miami, and I'm joined by Glen Ged. Thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
And tell the viewers out there, where are you based?
We're in Florida, Massachusetts, Michigan, and New Jersey. We're all over.
All
but
over.
Headquartered out of Florida, Boca Raton.
Beautiful. And please tell the people what you do.
We do a lot of things to help people. Serious personal injury cases, wrongful death. We do a variety of mass torts, help a lot of people right the wrongs of corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
We're like the only police they have. Right? EPA, FDA, and we can really make change the way corporate America does business, and that's what I like to do.
Well, that's great that you're able to keep them in check.
Yeah, it's the only way they can stay in check.
Yeah.
They pay a lot of money, they pay billions, and they change their mind. Otherwise, forget it. Profits over people.
Yeah. So how did you find yourself in this particular field of law?
So I, when I came out of law school, I worked for a judge and did a lot of trial work, and then I did hourly work for 6 months. I couldn't stand it. I'm not helping anybody here, right? It's terrible. And then I just started to do personal injury and things to just help people. And I never really worked for money. I was lucky to have a little guidance when I was a young lawyer. So, and then he said, my friend, he said, work for the people, God's going to bring the money. This guy's crazy. And then he was right.
Wow.
And so that gave me the freedom, if you will, just to do what I really love to do, help people. I was just telling a story about a woman who just got burnt in a propane explosion, and the company fought me for 4 years, didn't offer a nickel, and then they paid over 7 figures.
Wow.
And so they really had to put up way over 10 million.
And that's great that you were so persistent in that, because for over 4 years.
Yeah, and the guy that used to defend the cases said to me, "You're wasting your money. You don't know what you're doing." I looked at him. I said, "Okay." And so, doing things like getting the satisfaction out of it. And so we've expanded the firm. We're at several states now: New Jersey, Massachusetts, where I went to law school, New Jersey, where I grew up, Michigan. And so we're really having fun.
That's awesome.
Helping us.
And what a blessing to be able to, like you said, just be able to serve people and the money comes. So,
yeah, it's like a sport. I don't think about anything else but swinging and trying to hit the ball the right way, and it's like a sport, and I love it. Because when you're helping people, and money's good, but the satisfaction 100 times better.
Absolutely. And that's one of the big themes that continues to come up throughout each one of my interviews here, is people's sense of contribution and growth here. It's so inspiring, and you just see how blessed they are from really being of service to others.
It's a blessing for me because I don't know what else I could do. I'm not very mechanical, but it's really a blessing to have that character where you get to actually do what you love. I've been a lawyer 34 years. I don't feel like I worked a day. I mean, I worked my tail off.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't feel like I worked. It was just so much fun, and the adrenaline and the energy and helping, crushing giants. Bigger they are, the harder they fall. It's true.
I love to hear that. And so moving into 2026, after doing it for as long as you have, what are you most excited about in the coming year?
So we also have another practice area, a revenue cycle, medical collections. We represent hospitals, medical providers in all these states, and we collect the money that the auto insurance carriers and the health insurance carriers don't pay. A lot of money.
Yeah,
you can imagine. Almost $500 million we collect in some overdue medical benefits.
Wow.
Just by small nickels and dimes, I call them. And we're expanding that throughout throughout the country. And then there's a program we're doing. It's called the No Surprises Act. Congress enacted in I think 2021 or two, and they said you can't health insurance balance bill a person comes in for an emergency if they live in Florida but they're in Massachusetts. And so they gave us a real hammer to crush the carriers to make sure they pay right, get the hospitals paid proper, just what they're owed, no more.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
Right. So that's what I say.
Yeah. So that's exciting for the 2026, that continued expansion and that new law in place, like you mentioned. And so at the summit here, what does a win look like for you? Like, what do you want to leave here with?
So it's nice to come here to really see all the people that you work with.
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies that we work with that we don't see on a daily basis. Then you see them on Zoom, and some of them you've never met in person. Since COVID, everything is remote. And I'm pretty remote. I like that.
Yeah.
I get to be remote. It's a blessing. Thank you, God. And you get to kind of connect and reconnect and see the people that you know and learn new things. And, and if you come out with one or two good things that you learned, you're way ahead of the game.
Yeah. And this is the third day that we're coming up on now. So have there been like about one or two things that you're going to walk away here
Absolutely.
with?
Absolutely.
What would you say those are?
Oh, you know what? We've engaged some other companies that we knew, and we were deciding whether we want to work with them, and we made a decision to work with them. And we are doing a lot more proactive stuff with a lot of the vendors that are here.
Good.
And so it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
It sounds like it's a lot of fun. And I love that you're able to meet so many people, like not only in the field of law, but there's so many vendors here. That
vendors are great.
Yeah.
They really are. They pick, here in Mass Torts Made Perfect, they pick the best vendors. So they kind of screen through the baloney. So the people that you're working with are vetted a bit, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of fun. We're doing cases now like the GLP-1 blindness on cases, and people taking Manjaro, going blind, Ozempic, do a lot of the talc cases, the baby powder cases, Roundup, PFAS. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but that's something that everybody needs.
That sounds vaguely familiar, actually.
So DuPont, if you watch the movie Dark Waters, I'll tell you the story. But DuPont is actually, and some other companies, they have these forever chemicals. And they
PFAS, yes, I have heard. Continue to explain, yes.
And they dump them. So if you Google PFAS water contamination map, your hair is going to stand straight up. All the 9,500 sites in America are contaminated. I'm working internationally on some of the PFAS stuff.
Yeah.
I have 1,200 clients who have kidney and testicular cancer from it. Really, really terrible.
Yeah.
So, and nobody really knows about it. And the courts are making it more difficult now to process those cases because I think they're afraid DuPont's going to go down.
Well, it makes a lot of sense because I've been hearing more and more about it, like you mentioned, and the fact that it's just like in everything, you just can't even get away from it between like, water bottles or just like walking through a city street. It just seems like you're bombarded with all these chemicals.
Crazy.
And
we're even doing cases at Camp Lejeune where the Marines went to this camp in North Carolina to work out and get it shaped, and the water was contaminated 30 years ago. Nobody knew it was hush-hush. And then it came out. And right now we're working on a bunch of cases, hundreds of cases, to right that wrong. And the government's putting up money. President Trump's trying to push it along.
Yeah, good.
Doing a great job. And so we're, doing the right thing.
Absolutely. And so, I mean, with a career as long and impressive as yours, and you mentioned a specific case earlier, but I'm curious, like, is there a career highlight for you that you're most proud of?
I'm just blessed to be compassionate to my clients and I really feel for them. I did cases where they lost their children, wrote me the most beautiful letter in the world, testimonials. To me, that's the blessing, to really be there 1,000% in a compassionate way and feel for your client. You get the money and do all that legal stuff, and That's all books and stuff like that. They don't need to know about. But when you talk to your clients and you're there,
Mhm.
and they know they get your cell, they call me 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm calling back,
That's
right?
amazing to know. Yeah.
And so that's been the blessing. I mean, there've been countless cases where I did a case when I first started. They changed the design of clothes dryers. General Electric. I had a young boy, and he was going to put his mother was doing the wash,
Mhm.
and then it was a washing machine dryer. And before they had the male and female, when you turn on the top of the thing, it hits the button in there,
Yes.
and it starts to spin. Well, the little kid got up to get his socks out because he was 8 years old. He didn't realize, so he opened it. It stopped spinning. He put his hand on the left, and his little pinky hit the cycle button,
Yeah.
and his arm got mutilated. And so General Electric didn't want to pay, and then later on they changed the design. Go try to get in the washing machine today.
Yeah.
So those types of things, you
You're
really
able-
feel good.
Yeah. To just completely change how things work in a positive way.
And so that's the benefit of having the ability, to me, to just do the right thing. And when you fight, like nobody wanted that case. Look, I talked to lawyers, friends of mine, like, you're crazy. It's okay, I'm a little crazy, but I think it's a good case, and I'm gonna win. Like, you're never gonna win that case. It's okay. And then when I win, they're like, holy shit, you won.
Good for you. And I mean, yeah, it goes back to that having a sense of faith and, like you said, contribution, where the desire to get back and you're rewarded.
Listen, there's no other sector but the real trial lawyers in America that can make a difference in keeping corporate America in check. Nobody. DuPont owns the EPA. FDA, things come through all the time. There's not right? So nobody really keeps them in check. But the real trial lawyers of America, they keep them in check. We're doing right now social media cases. They just paid $92 million TikTok 2 days ago.
Really? And what did that case entail?
It's depression, suicidal tendencies
for younger kids on the social media,
and how the algorithms grab them, content, and so and the case we're involved in now, coming up soon for trial, where Zuckerberg did a study about when he bought Instagram, and he wanted to do an Instagram for kids.
Yeah.
So he did the study, and the results were horrific. And then he never changed Instagram to protect the kids.
Yeah.
So this trial should be pretty interesting coming up. So we're involved in a lot of those cases. Video game addictions. There's a lot of stuff we do. Right. Thousands of them.
Yeah. I mean,
in a good way.
Everything you talked about is been so interesting. And so how can the people out there find you before I let you go?
So it's gedlawyers.com, 561-995-1966. I'm glad.
Glenn, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure having you on. And thank you guys for listening and watching the Duos podcast with Spaghetti on the Wall and the Managing Partners podcast, sponsored by LeDuc Entertainment for all your podcasting needs.